Hello everybody, my name's Rick McCutcheon and welcome to PartnerTalks. Today we have a special guest, another MVP, Shawn Dorward. Shawn, introduce yourself, tell the people who you are and what do you do?
Well, hey Rick, thanks for having me. My name is Shawn Dorward, as you mentioned. I'm the Vice President of our SMB division at sa.global, servicing, supporting implementations and business consulting services for organization in the SMB/SMC space. I'm also, another hat I wear is the Managing Director of an ISV solution, a longtime GP, independent software vendor, ReQlogic, now transitioned to Business Central as well, and pretty excited about those two opportunities that we have right now.
Okay, excellent, Shawn. So let's talk a little bit about your journey as an MVP and, as a podcaster. How did you get to where you are today?
I think, that's a good question. A lot of luck and a lot of help is, I think, the summation there. At some point, some good friends of mine, Mark Polino and Belinda Allen, had tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Would you like to be considered in this program for with Microsoft?" And of course, I leaped at that opportunity, and I'm very appreciative of their mentorship over the years. This is my 8th year in the MVP program. I started my MVP journey, Rick, as an end user and contributing to the community through Community Summit and online blogs and webinars and those sorts of things. And it really was just this thing that I really had a lot of fun doing. That was about it. Still surprises me that people want to hear me talk. I know my wife doesn't, but the fact that people are interested in hearing my take is exciting to me because I like sharing it. I really do enjoy sharing it. And part of that process where I kind of got a little bit more and more into the product than needed for my particular role at the organization I was working at, led me down the path of joining the partner channel. And shortly as a consultant in North Carolina for GP, quietly kind of learned Business Central in the background when Project Madeira was released. I didn't tell anyone. I was worried I was going to be tarred and feathered by the GP community. There's probably a little bit of truth in there, both in the fear and what may have happened. But at any rate, I started learning how to implement Navision, not because Project Madeira was released, but because I was getting a little bit, not bored, I don't want to say, but I was looking for additional challenges. And I knew there was this other competing product out there, sister product that Microsoft had. And so I was doing some side work implementing Navision as a subcontractor. And it just was good fortune, another area of good luck, that Microsoft hung their hat on Nav to bring their ERP to the cloud for SMB. And I already had a tremendous amount of experience there. So the benefit of bringing to our customers and the community, both my depth and breadth of GP experience and the new world of Business Central, now named Business Central, really was a wild ride for me, wild roller coaster ride. At some point along the way there, I met John Stipula. He had reached out to me, or maybe I reached out to him. I don't remember how we met, but he was looking to start an SMB practice with GP and BC, and I said, it's not 1995 anymore. You're starting to practice with GP, and he said, yeah, I've got these great visions. I think you could really help us get there. And that was about almost 7 years ago already. We started that up along with some other help along the way, and we were later acquired by sa.global. I've been at sa.global for 7 years, where I was tapped on the shoulder to rebuild or build our CRM practice alongside of our GP and BC practice. So now I've turned that over to someone else that's thriving, our modern work practice, our power platform practice. And of course, today I spearhead some of the excitement around AI in our organization. And as I mentioned earlier, I recently, in the past 2 years, have taken over our ReQlogic team. So I'm pretty spread out around the SMB space, and I really enjoy taking what's not working and trying to find a path to make it work, both as our vice president and SMB here at sa.global, but also for our customers. That's really what a consultant really is all about. We're taking the broke and trying to fix it, or making the ugly and make it look pretty, or however you want to say it. And I think that's really what has been the entire excitement around my career. Is I like to try to help improve things. I just get a great chance, and I'm afforded a ton of opportunity to be able to expand my experience into other areas. I've never been a CRM consultant, but I understand business and I understand our clients.
So Microsoft wants us to become frontier partners. That's their sort of idea of, we've got to get out in front of this. So let's talk a little bit, Shawn, about, sa.global and what are you doing internally around AI, and what's your methodology for deploying it to your customers?
Yeah, this is obviously a really, really important topic. And I'm fortunate to work at an organization that is led by individuals, or our entire leadership team, who knows what it's like to be a business advisory consultant, an ERP implementer, technology curious fan, not maybe somebody who's just focused on finance or the financial model of the business. So my business, sa.global, has been tinkering, I'll say, with AI for 10 years. Our labs division is about 10 years old. So we've got a lot of battle scars, I'll say. That
experience. You have a lot of experience.
We have a lot of experience. And that some of that experience is applicable to today, and some of it's not, because it has changed so much. But the most applicable parts is what we know about our customers and about the businesses we support, and how we take what is available to us today and help our customers get from here, where we're at now, to where they need to be in the future. And so what we like to do is we like to do all sorts of different educational discussions with our C-suite team members for our customers. We're doing workshops with our customers to show what others are doing. But really the education around that AI isn't a tool or a collection of tools for you to just do AI stuff, that your business has a strategy, and no different than any other tool in your toolbox. Your strategy should lead you, and the tools will help you get there. And AI needs to be applied to your strategy the same way. So that's how we address this from an education perspective. One of the offerings that we bring to our clients, I mentioned around what I thought was the piece about Microsoft Copilot and the graph, using the organizational data. We do that, and we take that to another level at the organization level for, think of work IQ, but industry focused. And the way that I like to describe this to folks when I'm discussing it is, work IQ is sort of the out-of-the-box version, and no one uses the out-of-the-box version of anything. So we're bringing industry-specific relevance to that from sa.global offerings for our organizations.
Okay, excellent. So, Shawn, you've always been a community guy since I first met you, right? And you're involved with pretty much all the communities, much like myself.
Yes.
But we've got a partner community event coming up in just a few weeks, Directions North America, which is one of my favorite events. So talk a little bit about why community means so much to you, and why you like Directions.
Well, why community means so much to me, why shouldn't it, right? Like, I think I read this thing years ago, I forget who said it, somebody smarter than me, but everybody needs 3 homes. They need 3 tribes: their home tribe, their work tribe, and their community tribe. And I just had never realized, or never thought or imagined, that my community tribe will be so closely related to my work tribe. And I really love it. But I love the customer events. I love our partner events. Directions is certainly one of my favorite events of the year. But community means so much to me, largely in part because it is an honest community. We're not just wearing the community badge and showing up. People care about you. They ask about your family. They care about your family. If somebody needs help, they're there to help. And that's reciprocated pretty much in every corner, regardless of the product team you work with or the products you work with, or whether you're a customer, an ISV, Microsoft or a partner. I think that it's pretty unique. I've visited other ecosystems. I'm sure you have as well. Not suggesting that they don't have a good community, but I think ours is a little bit more than most. And that's because of the passion and the care that people bring to it. We're all trying to solve problems, but we also like to have fun. Partners getting together in a partner-only event, which is what Directions is, partners and ISVs. It gives us an opportunity to look at things from a business level rather than, maybe a pipeline level or a sales level, or in that way. So I think looking at it from the business level is a really, really great perspective. Anytime you can get into any environment like that where you're talking with your peers and learning from your peers or sharing with your peers or collaborating, I think one of the things that I like about our channel, and I say this every chance I get, is that we have to take down the competitive barriers. There's plenty of business for all of us. Microsoft does a good job of that. And you serve your clients well, and they will serve you well. Well, if the harder we compete against one another, the more NetSuite wins. And so if we, following the adage of rising tides rise all ships, cliche, I know, but very real. The better we position ourselves to serve our clients across all partners, the better our space looks against our competitors. And that is one of the reasons why I'm a big proponent of this event. It's largely focused on Business Central. There are definitely touches on marketing and CRM and Power Platform and sales, but it's largely focused around Business Central. Think of it as a connected business strategy. So just because you don't use Business Central doesn't mean it's not for you, but you would have to focus a little bit more on those other tracks. This is, I think, my 7th year. I think I went the first year right after the big Orlando blow up. I don't know what exactly happened there. I wasn't there. I heard about it on Twitter. But I've been there ever since, every year ever since, and I love seeing it grow. I leave that event with more education in hand than any other event, and it's because I'm hearing from other partners. So if you're out there and you're contemplating this, please consider giving it a shot. Now, myself, I've been fortunate enough to be on the content committee now for a few years. I think it's my 3rd or 4th year, particularly in the new to BC track, Rick. And that started, the new to BC track sort of started as, hey, there might be some GP consultants out there who are learning Business Central now. Let's create some content, not assume everyone is an expert. And that had a lot of traction. And as we matured in that track, what we started to do was to organize it around being able to give to brand new consultants. If you come to Directions, you follow this track, you're going to have sort of like this mini kickstart into the important things that you need to know from MVPs, all-stars, and tenured folks, and also we try to give those newbies, if you will, exposure to 12, how many ever sessions there are, speakers, so that they're meeting those new faces and getting to those new contacts that if they have challenges or questions, they can come in. Because we all know it's important to attract and develop new talent in order for all of our partner organizations to survive. And I hope this is one of the areas that businesses look to send their new team members to.
Okay, great. Okay, Shawn, I want to thank you for your time. I look forward to catching up with you at the Directions North America Conference. And I'm sure we'll be back at some point to talk to you about your podcast and the work you're doing with SMB customers.